Hey, what's up? My name is Jack. I'm 22 years old and I've just finished my first cruise contract on Ovation of the Seas. I'm currently home in the UK before I join Harmony of the Seas in May. Before I joined my first contract, I watched a lot of videos online, TikTok videos, as much information that I could find online about sport stuff. Um, some things or cruise life, some things are true, some things are quite misleading. So since then, I've worked my 6 months on board, and I thought I'd talk about today is about what is the biggest lie of working on a cruise ship is. So I've heard people say working on a cruise ship is basically a floating holiday. Now, I think a lot of people get the idea that it is. That could be so further from the truth ever. So basically, a cruise ship is the most demanding working environment that I've ever worked in. You will not have a day off and you will work, for me, around 10 hours almost every day. Sometimes more, sometimes a bit less. You have no weekends, it's 7 days a week, no days off. In terms of sea days, is when the ship is out at sea, it doesn't stop at port, you'll typically work even more hours than compared to a port day. It might be different depending on your department, but for a port day, you will have some time off. Maybe you're in team A or team B and you rotate your time. So maybe one port day you have it off, the next port day you have it on. So you might have some spare time here and there. Maybe you have about a chunk in the middle of your day, you works from like 8 to 1, and then you have some time off in the middle, and then you work again from like 5 to 10:30 or something at night. So you do sometimes have that break in the middle, but it's not that much time considering you have to get off the ship, get back on the ship, and just time your day so you're back for your shifts basically. You can't just like always leave the ship. If it's if you're if you haven't got much time, then you're gonna be in your cabin. You're still gonna be on the ship. You're still gonna be not really relaxing. So it's a lot of time you don't have to yourself because you're sharing a room with your roommate. So you're not always gonna be alone. So it's not always ideal. Your commute is out your cabin. Maybe you go up the stairs to deck two or whatever, go to the back of the ship, maybe to the front, you go up the elevators and you're on the deck. So your commute isn't bad, but it's a small cabin and that's the reality of the life you do have. But it's not just the hours that you're working, you're gonna be, it's gonna be the emotional side as well. So nobody prepares you for this. You're not gonna be buzzing around every day, maybe with new ports, with the nice weather and a chill, relaxed environment with the teammates you have around you, it can be good. But also, you're going to be exhausted, you're going to be homesick, you're going to get frustrated. You gotta realize that it's a job, it's hard work. It's also gonna could be the best time of your life at the same time. It just depends how your mindset is and how you approach the job basically. So if you're looking from an outside view, you're gonna see all the nice videos, all the nice photos of the ports and the ship going along at sea. You're gonna think it looks not hard work. You're gonna think it looks not too bad, but that's just how it looks from the outside view. But yeah, that's just an outsider's view looking in. I personally really enjoyed my contract. At times it was tough looking back, and in the moment, sometimes are really tough. Um, but overall, I love the adventure side of it, and I got along well with some teammates. Some I did, some I didn't, but that's just the life. But it's not terrible. a terrible thing at all. It's what you make of it. You get to see the world, you get to travel, you get to save money. So it's worth it, 100%. So yeah, what's my honest summary of it? It's a demanding job, but it's probably the most fun you may ever have. So for me, at 22 years old, the travel, the friendships, all of it's, real. It's a good thing for me to experience right now. It's a demanding job. People who thrive, they get their head down and they work hard. It's quite rewarding. Once you finish your contract, you now get to rest for like 2 months. So if you go in with the right mindset, you'll have a great time. So if you're thinking about getting a job on the ships, then you can check out all my other videos. I've got a bunch of videos of what it's actually like, the money side, the what life is like basically. And if you want any advice on getting hired, you can message me. I've helped people get on board, and I'm happy to help more people. So yeah, see you in the next video. Like, comment and subscribe, and I'm looking forward to joining Harmony of the Seeds on the 12th of May, which is going to be my next contract. So see you in the next one.